What's going on, family, friends? Another edition of My Thoughts Uncut. I'm your host, Terrence Manning. Today, we're going to talk about the Democrats again shut down the government. We'll take a look at what Mr. Chuck Schumer has to say, and then we're going to take a look at some polls of who is actually supporting Dems or Republicans during the shutdown. And we'll take a look at someone that is actually suffering because of the government shutdown. Let's take a look now.
Mr. President, we're staring into the abyss of the healthcare crisis here in America. And what is Donald Trump doing as we stare into the abyss of the healthcare crisis? He's flying off yet again to another corner of the world while people's premiums are set to skyrocket here at home.
Donald Trump is flying across the world to stop wars, to have peace, and to actually make broker deals for the US and the economy. What is he talking about?
He shut down the government, Trump has, for 23 days, the second longest shutdown ever, by refusing to negotiate with Democrats.
Trump is not in charge of opening or shutting down the government. That's in Congress. That's the Senate, which needs 60 total votes. 53 Republicans are in the Senate, 47 are them of Democrats. So you need Democrats to vote for the bill. That's the only way. It has nothing to do with the president. He has no vote, no say. And if he was some king like they said he was, or some dictator, then they wouldn't need these votes. The government wouldn't be shut down. You see how hypocritical that is of them saying this? On one hand, he is some kind of dictator. On the other hand, he shut down the government, even though the votes that are needed for Democrats are not being shown. So if he had all this power, why couldn't on the snap of a finger he just open the government, regardless of the votes being no for all Democrats? See, that's what they always lie about.
He's bulldozing the East Wing of the White House to make way for his own ballroom.
Why are you talking about the
His own
ballroom?
Justice Department is getting ready to cut himself a personal check to Donald Trump for $230 million
What's that have
out
to
of
do with
taxpayer money
the government
when
being
health
shut down?
people are suffering in terms of their health care.
And that's actually false. He has not gotten a check from the DOJ. He's trying to sue the DOJ from what they did when he was being attacked by them illegally nonstop when Biden was in office. That's what he's doing. But we'll see if he even accept that money.
Premiums. And then he caught trying to push a nominee with proud Nazi and racist views.
What is he talking? I know he's not talking about the guy that's running for the senator for Maine, the one that has the Nazi tattoo on his chest, and all of a sudden now he's a Democrat, and all the Democrats are saying, "Oh, he made a mistake." Is that who he's talking about? Because that person's Democrat, and Trump is not supporting him. You see how hypocritical these people are. Democrats are so hypocritical.
And again, we're in the middle of a health care crisis that will decimate tens of millions of Americans. But Donald Trump doesn't seem to want to touch the topic with a 10-foot pole, and has decided to fly off to another country yet again.
This guy, he's the worst. And the SNAP program is not even something that Trump can control. It's literally Congress who controls that. They control the purse. It's through Congress. He has no say so whatsoever with SNAP. He can say something on social media, he can try to guide them, but it comes down to Congress. They are in control of SNAP. And we're going to take a look at someone who's actually suffering through this government shutdown and who has awakened to the fact that celebrities, all these celebrities who were campaigning for Kamala and the Democratic Party and black people. Where are they now? Not where are they now? Take a look.
Where are the celebrities? Where are the mothers? Where is Kim Kardashian? Where is Cardi B? Where is Taylor Swift? Where is Beyonce? 40 million people are about to lose their food assistance, and they do not care because they are part of the system. Wake up. Nobody needs Skims when they're actually skin and bone. Nobody needs 12 albums with the same music. Wake up. They don't care. They want you to starve. Starve them. Do not buy their stuff. They want children to starve.
And you know what? I can't blame her passion and her emotions, because these celebrities allegedly were paid to support Kamala Harris. They did what they had to do and they left. Where are they now? I don't see any of them. Name one of them that is speaking about the political atmosphere now. They don't give a fuck what's going on. They got their money allegedly and they're gone. I don't see Oprah talking about it. I don't see Beyonce, Cardi B. Cardi B is going through her own personal thing. I don't see Taylor Swift talking about it. She's married to, well, she's engaged to Travis Kelce, the football player. So they're living their lives. They did what the Democratic Party wanted them to do, and then they ghosted. That's all they did. They're not for the community. They're not for black people. They're not for middle class. Who are they for? Themselves. Do I blame them? No, not really. I blame the people that fall for it every time. Stop falling for it. Get off the Democratic plantation. Think for yourself. Just go by their actions. Look what they're doing. They take pride in shutting this government down. Why? Because Trump is president. That's their only reason. Oh, and also because they want the money to go to illegal immigrants.
It hasn't. If anything, it's been helped a little bit. Take a look here, the shift in net popularity versus pre-shutdown. When we're looking at the Republican Party overall, that brand actually up 2 points. That's within the margin of error, but clearly it hasn't dropped. Come over to this side of the screen. Look at the net approval ratings for Republicans in Congress. It's actually up 5 points since pre-shutdown. So what we're seeing here is the Republican brand in Congress has actually improved somewhat.
That should tell you something, people. Up 2 points, up 5 points in Congress. That's because the Republicans are telling you, look, we are trying to pass this bill, and then we can negotiate something that is sustainable, that's better for healthcare for the United States of America. But you have Democrats who are saying, no, we're not negotiating. So you mean to tell me you want people to suffer instead of just saying, okay, look, we'll pass this bill. The next 7-8 weeks, we grind. We're in this, we're in Congress. We're not going home until we figure out something for the American people. Your alternative is, no, let them suffer. Mind-boggling.
Compared to where we were pre-shutdown, despite the fact that Republicans control. And that's the math that John Thune and Mike Johnson are looking at is, well, hey, why should we give, and electorally speaking, when our brand has actually improved a little bit?
Now, we say their position is getting better. With whom?
Yeah, okay, with whom? So I think it's two groups that it's so important to keep an eye out on. All right, changing the Republican Congress's net approval rating versus pre-shutdown. It's rallying the base for sure. Look at this, the net approval rating up 12 points versus pre-shutdown. But it's not just with the base. It's also with the middle of the electorate. Look at this, among independents. It's up 8 points as well. So we've got a situation here where Republicans with the shutdown are actually rallying their base, but it's also something that's not hurting them with the folks in the middle. If anything, it's helping them with folks in the middle. And this is the type of math that if you're Republicans, you like to see, right? Because something could...
So, and that's the thing. Republicans are showing that they're willing to fight for the American people. Independent people are looking at this like, What is Democratic Party doing? Why are they shutting down the government? Over what? Over something for illegal immigrants? You're fighting to have aid for illegal immigrants? The tax-paying dollars go to illegal immigrants? That's what you want? That's your main focus? What Trump had to use the tariff money to pay for WIC. He used some of the money in the Department of Defense, now called Department of War, to help pay for the military troops. So Trump is doing things to help these people in need. Yet Republicans and Trump themselves are being called fascists and Nazis. Actions speak louder than words, people. Let's look at this next video.
Hearing from this union, as you said, Everett Kelly, you called him a good leader, hearing them effectively side with Republicans and the president, does that have an impact on you?
Of course it does. I felt strongly for this union. Everett's a friend and is doing a good job. But we also feel strongly for these families and the possibility that other Republican actions are going to be closing hospitals and clinics and nursing homes across this country. This is a crisis situation. We should resolve it as quickly as possible.
It does not change the strategy that Democrats have employed so far when it comes to this shutdown, stare down.
No, as a matter of fact, I think we can resolve this matter as soon as the president's willing to sit down with Republican leaders and Democrats.
You see how they keep saying Trump sits down with them? Why is Trump having to sit down with you guys? You are supposed to handle this in the Senate. There's no sitting down. You're asking for something absurd. No one in the Republican Party is going to give money, tax-paying dollars, to illegal immigrants. That is what got us in this situation in the beginning. Look at New York. Look at California. Look at Denver. Look at Chicago. All these sanctuary cities and states that are just giving money to illegal immigrants. It stops now. And look at this. The union, which usually sides with Democrats, are saying, hey, Democrats, just sign it so we can have this shutdown over with and people can get paid. They're against the Democratic Party. After this shutdown's over, because it'll be over, I'm not sure when, but it'll come to an end, the Democratic Party is in big trouble. There's going to be so many people that are in the Democratic Party who switch over. Independent, they're going to switch over to Republican. Let's look at another video.
And basically said the American Federation of Government Employees are normally a bunch of lefties, labor unions. Both parties have made their point on the shutdown. No clear end. It's time to pass a clean continuing resolution and end this shutdown today. Sir, this labor union is mirroring what you and President Trump are saying. Seems like a bad news for Chuck Schumer that a labor union is telling him
Democrats
pass
are
a
dumb.
clean CR.
You know, that's exactly what the House of Representatives did on September the 19th. And if the Senate, they need 60 votes in the Senate. They've gotten the Republicans. They need Democrats to cross over and do the right thing. Let's do the right thing. Let's keep federal employees paid, these essential employees.
Yes.
Let's make sure that SNAP benefits don't get cut off. I know that there are 7 or 8 Democrats that should do the right thing, and the union validated the position of House Republicans and Senate Republicans and President Donald Trump.
Listen, these guys are going to lose votes. They are in deep trouble. I'll let you guys take a look at this right here. This right here shows, let's put me back in the picture. I look good. This right here shows, all in red, the Republicans that voted yes. There are 2 Democrats who voted yes and 1 independent who voted yes. Now you see all the opposing party, the Democrats, all of them, but the 2 voted no. You got one Republican who voted no, but he votes no all the time for anything. He literally votes no as a Republican. I don't know why. But look how many people, you need just 5 more yeses from the Democratic Party side, and none of them are doing it. Kudos to the 2 that are, But you can see clear as day how impactful it is when you need a bipartisan party bill to happen, and they're not doing it. We'll look at one more video of the Speaker of the House explaining what the so-called Democratic Party is asking for, and it's not helping anybody in the United States. The taxpayer dollars is not being used the way it should be if Democrats had it their way. Take a look.
There are simple facts about the Democrat shutdown that everybody needs to recognize. Here's 4 of them. First of all, we have to have Democrats to reopen the government. You know that in the Senate, it requires 60 votes to break an impasse. Wait, hang it on, Lily, hold it real here. Keep it close to the podium. I want everybody to see this, okay? We're going to make it simple. I had my 15-year-old son and some of his friends were together over the weekend, and they wanted me to explain it to them as simply as possible. This is the little formulation, okay? Hey, fellas, remember from civics, you got to have 60 votes in the Senate. We only have 53 Republicans, so we must have Democrats to do it. The Democrats are out trying to claim that this is all on Republicans because we control the government. We don't control the Senate without 60 votes, so you have to have them. Now they've voted 13 times, those Senate Democrats, counting the House and the Senate together, they voted 13 times to keep the government closed. And what they're demanding...
There has been 13 votes on this. I forgot to mention that. 13 votes, and each time they said no, no. That's saying no to you and your family, you and your loved ones, you and your extended family, you and your friends. They're saying no to each and every time. While they're getting paid, everyone in Congress gets paid. House representatives and Democrats get paid. The only way to stop this foolishness is if they pass a bill that allows for the House and the Senate to not get paid, just like government employees don't get paid during the shutdown. If they had that in place, I guarantee you a bill would be passed every time.
As a ransom to reopen the government are some really crazy things. They want to restore $200 billion in health benefits paid for by U.S. taxpayers to illegal aliens and non-citizens. We can't do that. They want billions of dollars in wasteful programs to be returned to foreign countries for things that none of you would agree with. We're not going to do that. They want $500 million to go back to left-leaning news organizations paid for by taxpayers.
Why do you want our taxpayer paying dollars to go to news stations? What that does not benefit me whatsoever. With the technology and things we have now, we don't need those old news stations that show the same thing over and over. It's so dumb.
We can't do that. And then they want to cut $50 billion from the Rural Hospital Fund that Republicans got signed into law July 4th to prop up healthcare in red states and rural areas around the country.
So, in essence, they want to cut one of the most important things, but they want to add the dumbest things. Democratic Party is in shambles. They are terrified to vote for the bill. I know they want to vote, but because the super left in their party will primary them, they're scared to do it. So they're putting their own job in front of the American citizens, which they are supposed to put the American people first. You guys let me know what you think in the comments, whether you agree, disagree, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for future videos, and I'll see you when I see you. You guys take care. And if any of you in the government, stay strong, and I hope everything goes well, and I hope this shutdown ends very soon. Peace.